Good morning, everyone. I would like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Innu, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. My name is Carrie Linklater, and I am the chairperson for this morning. I am joined by panel members via Zoom by Mr. Robert Hutchings and Mr. Clay Purvis. Our city administrator this morning is Mrs. Crystal Harland, and our city assessor is Mr. Arif Das Mohammed. To the Zoom participants of this hearing, please note you are placed in the waiting room until your property is called upon. When it is your turn, you will be admitted into the meeting. Kindly follow along on the City of Winnipeg's Board of Revision YouTube channel for the hearing process. Once the host admits you into the hearing, please close or mute your YouTube player. You will then be permitted to speak with respect to your property. Once your hearing has concluded, you may leave the meeting. You will be hearing applications for revision of the business assessment role in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act and the City of Winnipeg Charter. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by City Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all of the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. And as information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. This morning, we will be hearing items 1, 2, 6, and 8 on our docket today. And Mrs. Harland, would you please affirm the assessor and the applicant's testimony?
Mr. Assessor, would you please state your full name?
Arif Das Mohammed.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Applicant?
Yes, I'm just going to
Mr.
come
Applicant,
on.
did you want to turn your camera on, or are you going to go without?
I'm going to turn it on. Just trying to.
Okay. Mr. Applicant, would you please state your full name?
Stephen Siegel.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Das Mohammed, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Siegel.
Morning.
Morning.
Mr. Das Mohammed, whenever you would like to proceed with your brief.
Okay, thank you very much. Board of Revision file number 25-560. Rule year is 2026. Address is 1535 Seal Avenue. Business assessment ID is 58072. We are assessing total ARV of $500,400. Total area of premises is 51,081 square feet. We have an overall ARV of $9.80 per square feet, and that is arrived by a base ARV of $7.44 plus occupancy costs of $120,336, which approximately works out to $2.36 per square foot. And that yields our total ARV of $500,400. The subject is tenanted currently, and if you look to the right column there, it says reported net rent of $7.75 per square foot. Actually, that is incorrect. There is a step up rent. I think at the present time it's at $8.22 per square foot, but I'll get to that in a second. Underneath that are all my rent comparables. So all comparables have leases which are current in relation to the reference date. Reported area ranges between approximately 43,000 square feet and 54,400 square feet. Rents range between $7.50 per square foot to $11.50 per square foot. On the following page is a map of the subject, where it's located in the city, and then underneath that are some street views of the subject. Same with the page after that. And the fourth page also. Now, the very last page there is the income and expense mailer that was submitted to the city. If you notice there, there is a step-up lease. It started at $7.75. It goes to $8.56. If you look at the very rightmost column there, it says the lease term is between March 1st, 2020 and August 31st, 2025. So that puts us in year 4 for this reference date. And the rent there is $8.22 associated with that year. So as at April 1st, 2023, the reference date, actual rent in place was $8.22 per square foot. The comparables have an average rent of $8.94 per square foot. Both are greater than the base rent of what we're utilizing of $7.44 per square foot. And therefore, we respectfully ask that the board confirm the ARV of $500,400. And I'm open to questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mr. Siegel, did you have any questions to the assessor?
I don't have any specific questions.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Purvis?
Making sure I was unmuted, and I am. Just looking at your rent comparables, they're
Yes.
all over the city, it looks
Correct.
like.
Yes, the subject is 51,000 square feet in area, and that is hard to come by in comparables. So I had to expand the range to outside of the immediate area.
Okay. Which ones are in the sort of southwest part of the city?
That would be like Scurfield.
Where's Discovery Place? I don't know that.
I think that is in Inkster Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Irene would be another one.
Irene and Scurfield are sort of the southwest.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to be able to kind of focus a bit more on
Okay.
that area.
Yeah,
That's all.
the southwest area does have higher rents than the rest of the city.
Okay. That's all my questions. I was just looking to kind of get a little bit of a focus.
All right, thank you, Mr. Purvis. Mr. Hutchings, any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Just one quick question, Mr. Das Mohammed. Do you know what is taking place at this building in terms of?
No, I do not. I see there's loading docks. I haven't inspected the area myself.
Okay. Do you know when it was last inspected?
Not off the top of my head, but I can look it up if you wish.
If you would, thank you.
Yeah, it'll just take a couple of seconds. Sorry. Just waiting for my system to boot up. I'm sorry, it's not coming up my system here.
All right, Mr.
Yeah.
Das Mohammed, if you can keep working on that. we'll-
Sure, yeah.
We'll come back to that when you have an answer. We'll proceed with Mr. Siegel's evidence. Thank you. Mr. Siegel, whenever you would like to present.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair, panel members, and good morning to everybody. My name is Stephen Siegel, President and CEO of 15244-986 Canada Inc., the applicant for roll number 58072, file 25-560, premises 1535 Seal Avenue in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm attending virtually today from Alberta. I do confirm I have reviewed the hearing procedures and I am prepared to proceed. With the panel's permission, I will provide a brief summary of the applicant's position. I will be referencing the written evidence already filed with the board. I will keep my remarks focused on market rent as of the April 1st, 2023 reference date and the functional characteristics of the premises that impact achievable rent. The city assessed an annual rent value of $500,400, which implies a rent level that is materially above what is achievable for this property, given its age, condition, and functional obsolescence. The applicant requests that the board substitute a revised ARV in the range of $350,000 to $400,000, which aligns with the market rent potential for an older multi-era industrial manufacturing building with the deficiencies documented in our submission. The central point is this: 1535 Seal is not comparable to modern industrial buildings that tend to drive higher rents. Its physical condition and operational limitations materially reduce market rent. A little bit about the property. The property is an approximately 50,000 square foot industrial manufacturing facility that has been expanded in multiple phases over many decades. As a result, it is non-uniform in construction and utility. It has non-uniform clear heights with major portions of the plant below modern industrial standards. It has a manufacturing era layout rather than a modern logistics distribution configuration. It has deteriorated exterior conditions, including degraded pavement and truck court areas and damaged retaining walls. It has loading infrastructure that is materially degraded, including damaged loading dock bumpers, deteriorated dock components, and compromised slabs and aprons. Interior conditions include roof leaks, evidence of moisture intrusion, and uneven, damaged, and sinking floors in multiple areas. That set of characteristics places this building in a lower rent band than modern industrial comparables. I will summarize the functional obsolescence in 5 categories. Number 1 being non-uniform construction and low clear heights. Modern industrial rent premiums are strongly tied to clear height and uniform open bay design. This building has multiple heights across additions and significant portions that are far lower than contemporary standards. This limits tenant suitability and reduces achievable rent. Number 2, loading and shipping limitations. The building's loading system is not modern or contemporary. Docks and related infrastructure show deterioration. Importantly, damaged loading dock bumpers and compromised dock areas. These deficiencies restrict tenant usability and reduce rent potential. A modern distribution tenant generally will not pay modern rent for compromised loading. Number 3, floors and structural conditions. There is documented evidence of uneven, damaged, and sinking floors, including cracked concrete slabs in production and dock-adjacent areas. This directly impacts forklift operations, storage layouts, safety, and operational reliability. These are not cosmetic issues. They are functional impairments. Number 4, mechanical systems and operating costs. The building relies on an older steam boiler system that requires frequent mechanical intervention. The submitted service records show recurring maintenance activities and repairs. This indicates operational inefficiency and higher costs than modern industrial systems. Number 5, electrical obsolescence and patchwork distribution. The electrical distribution is a patchwork system reflecting multiple additions and retrofits over decades. Mixed panels and inconsistent distribution. It may appear workable, but it is inferior to modern standardized industrial electrical design and reduces flexibility for many industrial users. In short, the building is operationally inferior to modern industrial properties and therefore cannot command the rent level implied by the city's ARV. Turning to market rent analysis and why our rent band is correct. Our submission uses industry standard market ranges and functionally comparable older industrial properties. The applicant's comparables indicate that older industrial manufacturing buildings in relevant Winnipeg submarkets support rents in a range of approximately $6.75 to $7.50 net per square foot for properties with similar age and functional limitations. By contrast, modern industrial properties, higher, clearer height, modern docks, superior slabs, efficient systems achieve materially higher rents, but they are not comparable to this property. When you translate the city's ARV into an implied rent level, it places the subject at the top end of rent bands in a way that is inconsistent with the property's documented deficiencies. Finally, the property has been exposed to the market for a prolonged period, and I believe it's 2 years or more of the landlord actively trying to get a new tenant. And they have not secured a replacement tenant at rent levels consistent with the city's implied market rent. This chronic non-leasing is consistent with the functional limitations documented: clear heights, loading floors, mechanical and electrical obsolescence. This is not an argument about the tenant's business circumstances, which can be addressed if asked. However, it is evidence of market-tested rentability. In conclusion, the applicant submits that the current ARV of $500,400 materially overstates achievable rent for this property as of April 1st, 2023. And the evidence supports a revised ARV in the range of $350,000 to $400,000. So at this point, just as a matter of procedure, that is the conclusion of my main remarks. I do have a rebuttal to the city's comparables, which were presented to me a couple of days ago. Yesterday, I did submit, or 2 days ago, I did submit that rebuttal. Just the panel, if I could ask when might be a good time to communicate that rebuttal.
We will hear your rebuttal after we ask questions in regards to your presentation. So.
Thank you. I'm open to questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, any questions?
Yes, please. Mr. Segal, on April 1st, 2023, was the premise tenanted?
On April 1st, 2023, the premises was tenanted. However, the tenant at that time was under an insolvency proceeding under the Federal Companies Creditors Arrangement Act.
Okay,
And
but
under
they had a
court
lease in
supervision.
place, they had a lease in place at the time?
The lease was in place, and at that point in time was not disclaimed by the CCAA applicants.
Okay, and what was the net rent that they were being charged at that time?
I don't have that document in front of me, but I would suggest it matches the rent agreement that I believe you have previously referenced.
Okay, so from 2020, March 1st, 2020 to April 1st, 2023, the rents that are being shown on my last page are correct then?
Yes,
Seventh, okay. And you are aware that business assessment is based on, just give me the 1 second. Yeah, so business assessment, ARV rental value is the amount of space that a business occupies and will typically rent at. You're aware of that? Is the definition of
I'm not a lawyer or a property expert, but any regulation and methodology that the city utilizes or any city department, I will take as that those are the procedures.
Okay, thank you. Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hutchings, did you have any questions?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Siegel.
Good morning.
My first question is piggybacking on Mr. Arif's question. So at his page 4 presentation of the lease in place on the property is accurate?
Could you rephrase the question? Repeat the question.
Yeah, sorry. The assessor presented evidence of a lease in place on the property. Is that accurate?
Yes.
He presented, okay, that's accurate. Okay, so there was a 5-year lease in place with step-ups, 772, I think, was in place at the time, reference time of the assessment.
822, sorry.
822, okay, right, step up, okay. As you've seen from the assessors, are you aware of the assessor's brief that there are 2 components to come up with the business assessment? There's the annual rental value and then there's the occupancy cost. Are you in agreement with the occupancy cost of $120,336?
At that time?
In his brief. If you look at his brief, do you have access to his brief?
The assessor's brief?
That's correct. There's 2 components to coming up with the business assessment. There's the annual rental value, and then there's a component of the occupancy costs.
Yes.
His brief states $120,336. Do you agree that that's accurate?
Where is there I see that number. Where is the breakdown of that number?
There's a running line. Excuse me. Subject bid, do you see that? Total annual rental value summary, 51,000. Overall ARV is 980. Then the next subject biz, premise ID 1702 address, total square footage of 51,081. The
Yes.
base ARV is 380,043. That recognizes his estimate of value at 744 a square foot or 380,043. And then there are occupancy applied for, heat, electricity, water, and air conditioning. If you total up all those assessed values, the total occupancy cost is $120,336. So you add the estimated annual rental value plus the occupancy cost equals the total assessment value of $500,400. My question to you is, do you agree with the $120,336 as the occupancy cost portion?
So that would be limited to heat, electricity, water, and air conditioning.
Yeah, occupancy costs. That's correct.
So I'm just going to go from memory here.
What I'm getting at is if you're asking for an estimated market value of $350,000, that would include the occupancy costs. So I'm trying to establish whether you think the 120,000.
Yes, that would include, yes. To answer your question, that would include the occupancy costs.
All right, thank you. All right, next question is you made reference to your evidence of comparable market values. I do not see anything submitted in your presentation of those market that you're referring to.
Okay.
Am I missing it, or it was not submitted?
It was actually not submitted. I believe at the time we were waiting for the city's comparables, but I'm just trying to see.
I think page 8 maybe in your.
Actually, no, it does. It does. Page of our applicant brief, they are on page 6, 7, and 8.
So when
As
you were
well.
referring to those, this is what I didn't know what you were referring to, so I'm
Yeah.
just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, so allow me to find it, please.
Yeah.
Page 8. Okay, so section 4 point.
Page 7. It's not. It's noted as page 7. It's the.
So 4.1 comparable group A.
Yes.
Okay, closest submarket. Okay, so you've taken specific rents. I'm trying to find the detail of when those rents are, the date that they're in place. Can you point that out to me?
The table indicates that these are 2023 net market rents.
The table. Sorry, I don't see where that's referenced.
So under 4.1, the buildings must closely reflect the subject property's age, layout, and manufacturing heritage. So it shows property address, approximate size, building type, key characteristics, and then it lists the 2023 market rent.
Where does it say that? Sorry, I'm having difficulty finding that.
Hopefully we're looking at the same document. I don't know if I can put this on screen or.
No, I've got it right in front of me, but I'm looking at closest submarket. And the evidence you presented ranges from $7 to $8 approximately. Is that right?
Yeah, like so for it says 45 Trottier Bay is $7, 20 Screwfield, $7.50 to $8. Hamlet, $25.
Okay. So your evidence is $7 to $8 a square foot.
Yes.
Okay, for that closest submarket.
For comparable group A.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying indicated rent range is $7.50 to $8. But you're saying
Well, or just for that specific building.
Yep.
Or the other
Okay.
buildings, yeah, it's
But
lower.
What I'm getting at is where do you come up with an estimate of 300,000, 350 to 400,000 if we deduct the $120,000 for occupancy costs, which you said you agreed with? That means what annual rent are you asking the board?
I haven't said that I agreed with the occupancy cost. What I said is I believe, and again, I'm not an expert in this area. I believe that my total included occupancy costs. And I didn't say I agreed with the city's estimation of what the occupancy costs are.
Okay, I'll ask you another question. What is the annual rental value you're asking for, excluding the occupancy costs?
Okay, so that's a good question. I will just do a quick calculation. So based on my recollection of what I was paying for each of those 4 categories for occupancy costs, we would put the occupancy costs more in the range of $60,000 than $120,000. So if you take our range of 350 to 400, you can subtract $60,000 from that.
Okay, and then what is your annual rental value per square foot, please?
So let's assume 400,000 minus 60,000, which would be 340,000, and divide by 50,000 or 51,000. $6.66 at 400,000.
Okay. So you are asking the board to reduce the annual rental value, I'll summarize here, to $6.66 and the occupancy cost to $60,000.
Well, we're actually asking for, because 350 was in there as well, it would be a range that we're asking for. So I'd have to do the same calculation on 290,000 divided by 51,000.
But we're looking at total and annual rental value, which includes the annual rental value plus the occupancy costs. And you're asking us, there's two components here.
I see what you're asking. So let's stick with the 666. So if it's 666, okay, times 51,000. That would be the base rent, we'll call it, of 339,660 plus 60,000.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Just for clarification. Thank you for
No,
doing
and
that.
I appreciate that and the
Yeah.
lesson. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That is all my questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Siegel.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Mr. Purvis, did you have any questions?
After Mr. Hutchings, no, I think he asked most of them. The one bit of clarification I was looking for at that 4.1 of your brief. So I've got a couple windows open here where you listed the comparables for Southwest Winnipeg.
Yes.
You might have answered it and I was reading something else. Where did we get those numbers from? Are those from the city of Winnipeg, or are they...
I didn't prepare that part, so unfortunately I don't have the backup to exactly state that. If I did, I would state it, but I don't, and I'm not going to make it up. That's
okay. That's all. Just because looking at those numbers. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And I have no questions. And I believe you stated, Mr. Siegel, that you had some rebuttal.
Yeah, just based on receiving the city's comparables, I'm just going to have a brief rebuttal.
Madam Chair, I'm not sure I had rebuttal also, if you were aware or not.
No, have you sent it? Yeah, sent it out.
It's in the OneDrive files. I can send both rebuttals to the applicant and the assessor.
All right.
If you like, Madam Chair.
Let's see. Yeah.
I'm only seeing one rebuttal document in the OneDrive. And
Really?
I just had reopened it up. So I'm showing a document for applicant brief,
Yes.
and I'm showing A&T brief, and then I'm showing applicant rebuttal. Is it, maybe it's further down, I'm just scrolling.
All right. Okay, we have an applicant rebuttal for 1535 Seal.
Yeah.
We should have an A&T rebuttal. Okay, I see that we don't. I will get the
I have the applicant rebuttal.
Just give me a second and I'll get the,
Okay, thank you.
okay, this one is titled. Let's see here, just. This one is titled 1535 Seal to 2026 BA 25 560 rebuttal. That's the A&T rebuttal.
I'm seeing it now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I've got it. Thank you. Or got them, I mean.
Do you,
I've got the applicant.
okay, just hang on a second, I will put it in your,
Oh, right.
should have it in a few seconds.
I do.
Chair.
Yes, I do. Great. Thank you. Okay. I think we're ready to begin. Mr. Siegel, we are going to hear your rebuttal first. And then proceed with questions, and then we are going to hear Mr. Das Mohammad's.
Okay, thank you. So before I begin my response, I would like to advise the panel that the applicant filed a written rebuttal to the assessor's evidence, which was received by the board for distribution. I respectfully request that it be considered and listed on the order. I will keep this rebuttal focused. It addresses how the panel should weigh the assessor's comparables and assumption in light of the building's documented functional limitations. First, the assessor's comparable set relies heavily on legacy lease start dates, many negotiated years before the April 1st, 2023 reference date and then escalated. Those legacy leases do not reliably represent open market rent as of April 2023, particularly given the changes in tenant expectations, building standards, and competitive industrial inventory. I submit that comparables reflecting more current market conditions and true functional similarity should be given greater weight. Second, several of the assessor's high rent comparables are functionally superior, more uniform height, better loading, better slabs, better mechanical and electrical, and better overall industrial utility. That is precisely the point. Those buildings can justify higher rent, but 1535 Seal cannot, due to the documented deficiencies in our submission. Using functionally superior properties without a sufficient downward adjustment inflates ARV. Third, the assessor references the subject lease rent in place. The applicant's position is that this is a historical tenancy, not determinative of achievable market rent as of the reference date when the building's deficiencies and market non-competitiveness are considered. Actual rent is informative, but it cannot override functional obsolescence and demonstrated market rejection. Fourth, the assessor's occupancy costs assumptions are standardized. This building is not standard. It relies on aging systems and requires ongoing maintenance and intervention. Standard assumptions applied to non-standard systems will overstate ARV. For those reasons, the applicant maintains that assessed ARV of $500,400 is excessive, and the evidence support a revised ARV of between $350,000 to $400,000. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer any questions on the rebuttal or otherwise.
Thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, any questions?
Just a couple, please. Mr. Siegel, would you agree that my comparables, 1650 Notre Dame, 90 Hutchings, 2240 Logan, and 200 Discovery Place, the leases were signed in either 2020 or sooner, are current in relation to the reference date? There were only 3 years from if 3 years from the relation from the reference date?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I've referenced that some of the comparables are much earlier. So those that are later or equal to the date of the rent agreement for 1535 would be closer to the date and not considered legacy.
Okay, and those rents range from approximately $7.50 to $11.50 per square foot.
That's based on what you're reporting.
Okay.
I can't
All
verify
right,
that.
and you would agree that our base ARV per square foot of $7.44 is in range with your market analysis of $6.75 to $7.50?
Say that again.
Our base rent utilized of $7.44 per square foot is within your range of $6.75 to $7.50 per square foot.
Well, I think the range of what I'm suggesting, what the applicant is
In
what it
your
was.
rebuttal, in your rebuttal on
Yeah.
in point 6 there, you have a range of $6.75 to $7.50 per square foot net. Would you not agree that is in line with what we have used for our based ARV per square foot of $7.44?
I'm just going to bring up the rebuttal document. That would include, there's a mistake there. That would include the occupancy costs.
So
Now,
you're saying, so you would be saying that if occupancy costs are $2.50, then the net rent would be $5?
That's not the calculations I came up with. I don't believe the occupancy costs are 120. I believe they are 60. And I believe the range would be more from $6 a square foot to $6.50 a square foot net.
Because in your point 6, you do have in brackets there that $7.50 per square foot net.
That's an error.
Okay, those are all my questions.
Thank you. Mr. Purvis, did you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Hutchings?
No questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And I also have no questions. Mr. Dus Mohammed, if you'd like to proceed with yours.
Yes, so I'm just rebutting the comparables that the applicant has submitted on his brief, page number 7, I believe. Yes, 4.1, the paragraph on page 7, and 4.2. So if you look at my rebuttal, 45 Trottier Bay, there is the income and expense mailer that was submitted. That's the tenant roll that was submitted with it. You'll note that there is no leased area greater than 10,200 square feet, whereas the subject is over 51,000 square feet. So I'm not sure where those rents are coming from on the applicant's brief. On the following page is 20 Scurfield. You'll note that the income and expense mailer that was submitted for 2022, it says the entire building is owner occupied. So again, I'm not sure where that rent is coming from. And then on the following page, there's some other comparables, like 100 Hamlin Street. I have no record of 100 Hamlin Street in our internal system or on Google Maps. The map indicates there is a 101 Hamlin and a 125 Hamlin, but there's nothing lower than 101 Hamlin. 25 Fultz Boulevard, there's no record of that. The map indicates there's 14 Fultz and 50 Fultz, but nothing in between. 450 Archibald, again, no record of that. 125 Mesner Street, I couldn't find a Mesner Street in Winnipeg. And again, with 650 Marion, I have no record of that in the internal system or Google Maps. And that's basically my rebuttal. So I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Siegel, did you have any questions to the assessor?
No, and I don't have a response to that as I didn't create these. So I don't know where that information came from.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. And Mr. Purvis?
I don't have any questions for the assessor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hutchings?
No questions, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also have no questions. So, gentlemen, I believe we are at the end of the discussion in regards to this property. And Mr. Siegel, I'd like to thank you for your appearance this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Your presentation.
Okay, I will sign off. Everyone have a good day.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, may we take a short break?
I was just about to suggest that.
Okay, I will take us offline. I'll put the assessor in the waiting room. And yes, I'll be right back. Thank you. Just a moment, please. We're back online, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I would like to call this hearing back to order. And item number 2 on our docket, we are going to move to the end of the docket. So we are then going to proceed to item number 6, which is 95 Scurfield Boulevard. And I believe we are being joined by Mr. Stephen Charlebois Page. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And Mr. Dos Mohammed, whenever you are ready to proceed.
Ms. Chair,
Oh,
do you
we
want
have
to swear me in?
Swear you in, yes, I
Thank
was
you.
just about to say that.
Mr. Applicant, would you please state your full name?
Stephen Charlebois Page.
Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and Mr. Das Mohammed, whenever you're ready to proceed.
Thank you very much. A Board Revision File Number 25-600, rule year is 2026, address is 95 Scurfield Boulevard. Assessment ID is 639. Total ARV we are assessing is $147,240. Total area of premises is 8,177 square feet. Overall ARV we are assessing is $18.01. That is derived by a base ARV of $15.67 per square foot. Total occupancy cost of $19,135 for a total ARV of $147,240. Its subject is owner occupied. I do have rent comparables, so all the rent comparables are from the immediate area, subject area. All leases are current in relation to the reference date of April 1st, 2023. Reported areas range from 5,500 square feet to 10,000 square feet. Reported rent, net rent ranges between $9 per square foot and $14 per square foot. On the following page is a map of the subject and all the comparables utilized. The subject is located in the southwest quadrant of the city. Below that is the subject aerial view. So you'll note that it is located on a lot by itself. It is not multi-tenanted. On page 3 at the top, there is another overhead shot At the bottom, actually at the overhead shot there, you'll note that there is two HVAC units on top of the, three HVAC units on top of the subject. And you'll also note that we have not assessed air conditioning. We need to change that. So I have let the applicant know that we will be changing that for the role you're coming in 2027. At the bottom of page 3 is a street view of the subject property, same with the page 4 on top. And then the middle of page 4, there's one of the comparables, 62 Scurfield. You'll note that this comparable is multi-tenanted. I don't think that is a great comparable, but it is hard to find comparables in the subject area at that square foot range. So I did include some multi and a couple of single tenanted comparables. So on page 5, there's another one, 1461 Chevrier. That's another multi-tenant. Now, you'll note with this one, 1461 Chevrier, it is multi-tenant, but it is located on 2 lots. So at the bottom of page 5, you'll note that there's 2 buildings. One building is located on 1 lot, and then another building is located on a separate lot. So the comparable that I have utilized is the one that is on the separate lot there, but it is all under one roll, which is 1461 Chevrier. Again, on top of page 6, there is a picture street view of the comparable 1461 Chevrier.
Mr. Das Mohammed, I believe you muted yourself.
You're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you hear last? Maybe I can just go back and.
You were moving down on the Chevrier property. We just
Yeah.
finished looking at it.
Yes, so
Two
on
lots.
page 6, the Chevrier property is comprised of 2 buildings. One building is on the right, which is multi-tenanted, and one building on the left, which is a single tenant on a lot by itself. But 1465 is on one roll, so I've utilized this one because I am utilizing the comp on the left side, which is again on a lot by itself. At the bottom of page 6 is 5 Scurfield. This is another multi-tenanted building. Again, in my opinion, not a great comparable. On page 7, 74 Scurfield, this is a building with a single tenant on a lot by itself. So on top there is the overhead view, and on the bottom is a street view of that comparable. On page 25 is another comparable. This is a multi-tenant. Again, it's not the ideal comparable, but I've utilized it. So in my humble opinion, the most similar comparables are 1461 Chevrier, the building which was on the left side at $13.50 per square foot, and 74 Scurfield at $14 per square foot. The reason being is those comparables are on single tenant properties on a lot with plenty of parking. Also note that 74 Scurfield is in the immediate vicinity to the subject. It's approximately 300 meters away from the subject. Now, this property was heard, the subject was heard for realty at the board for 2025. And the board reduced the realty assessment from 1.947 million to 1.3 million. And the reason that they gave what on this page 10 at the top there, was pretty vague. It just said the decision is based on the evidence presented by both the applicant and the assessment department. So on page 13, I've included the realty workup from ATD and also the realty workup from the applicant. You'll note in the ATD workup, we have misclassified this property as office under 4 stories, when in fact, it should be industrial property. And because of it was misclassified, the rent utilized is $15.67 per square foot. We utilized a vacancy of 6%. That's an office vacancy. And we utilized a shortfall of $8 per square foot. That's an office shortfall also. And we utilized the 5.8% cap. And the applicant utilized 3.5% vacancy, which is an industrial vacancy. They utilized a shortfall rate of $4, which is again an industrial shortfall rate. And the cap rate they utilized was 6.5. So in my opinion, the board order was, I'm thinking that it consisted of 6.5 cap rate, $4 for shortfall, and 3.5 for vacancy. And if you work backwards, the rent that they utilized then would be $11.19 per square foot to come up with 1.3 million. However, in my humble opinion, we do not believe the rent of $11.19 per square foot reflects current market rate as indicated by the comparables. So on the following page, I do have a workup, a revised workup and a recommendation. So I indicated that my best 2 comparables were the building on Chevrier at sorry, give me a second. Yeah, the building at Chevrier at $13.50 per square foot, and the building at 74 square feet, which had a rent of $13.45 per square foot. So if I use either of those rental rates, my ARV comes in the range of $129,120 and $129,540. I'll also point out again that we are not assessing AC when there is AC, but as I mentioned, that will be changed for the rule coming ahead. So for reasons indicated above, I respectfully ask that the board revise total assessment to $129,120. And I am open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Das Mohammed. And Mr. Charlebois, I'm just gonna ask you if you're willing to accept that.
No, Madam Chair, not at this time.
You'd like to proceed, all right?
I'd like to proceed.
Do you have any questions then at this time for to Mr. Das Mohammed in regards to his presentation?
Yes, Madam Chair, I do. Thank you. So could I just ask you first, have you inspected the property? Or are you aware of sort of the interior finish of this property?
No, but I have looked at the pictures. I believe it's a Taekwondo studio.
Yeah, okay. So you're aware the business running there is
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So are any of your comparables fitness centers, sort of like, you know, any active areas with lower quality finish to your knowledge?
Well, my comparables are not active fitness businesses.
Okay, so you would say that the comparables you provided are of a retail or office oriented nature, right?
No, there are industrial.
So 5 Squarefield Unit 38, when I Googled it, shows Asante Wealth Management. Is that the tenant you have on that?
It is a industrial building, so all those buildings are classified as industrial in our system.
So if they're classified industrial, but the finish and the tenancy and the business running out of them is of a retail or office nature, do you think the lease rate would be commensurate with that office or retail business?
I'm not sure. Some are flex, so Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
they are industrial buildings and the inside could be whatever they choose to be, so.
Sure, but the
I know
quality
the
of finish
wall,
of that space would, sorry, dictate, it would influence the rental rate achieved for the space. Would you agree with that?
usually what happens is, in my experience, is when somebody leases it, the tenants would do the renovation when they come in, so
But
I'm not sure how.
if the space was fit up with drywall, recessed lighting, and looked like an office space, it would achieve a higher rent than an unfinished industrial building. Is that typical in your opinion?
Well, like I said, industrial buildings do have an office component in them, so.
Sure, but you noted when you were going through the original misclassification of this property that there was an erroneous $15.67 rent
Right,
because it was classified
yes,
as office and
and
it should be lowered because it's industrial. Is that fair?
yes, and the reason being is the the office model is different than the industrial model. So
Yep.
that's why I lowered the shortfall and lowered the vacancy.
And I would suggest that one of the reasons those models are different is because higher quality finish units or areas would contract a higher lease rate than the unfinished industrial ones. But
And
uh,
yes, but I will point out that the comparables that I've utilized are industrial buildings.
but are they industrial tenancies? All of
I'm
them.
not sure about the tenancies.
Okay, just because I saw one was it looks like Benjamin Moore now. I'm not sure if that's the same tenant because I know that was an older one. I think that it was a 2017 deal, so I'm not sure if they're still in there. That's just the only public information I was able to find. But we can move on from there. I'm gonna just take you down to page 9 of your brief, which is the decision from Realty. Actually, and we'll go to page 10 of 12. I think 10 of 12. I'm on the PDF pages. You referenced the decision and sort of the vagueness from the Realty, and I would agree with you there. It says the decision is based on the evidence presented by both the applicant and the assessment department. If I scroll down to the next page, it looks like you've sort of reverse engineered a number and come up with 1119 a square foot. Are you aware that if we were to take the applicant rent and the assessor's cap, the figure comes out directly to the 1.3 that was revised?
Sorry, could you say that again? If we take the applicant's rent,
The applicant's income, let's call it the applicant's income, the top part of the equation, and the assessor's cap rate, it comes out with the revised value that the board applied at Realty.
give me 1 second. So
Yeah. It's the math is 76,300 divided by 0.058, and it gives me just north is 1,310,000, and I know the board decided at a value of 1,300,000.
yes, okay, so it does work out that way.
Okay, and that's I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hutchings, any questions?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Arif, can you please calculate the missing value for the air conditioning present in the building today?
So utilizing my rent or,
Pardon me?
oh, sorry, never mind. That
Uh,
would
we
be
got-
$2,944.
$2,944 are missing from the value. Is that correct?
Right.
With the current
So the
physical
total
condition?
occupancy cost would be $132,059.
Occupancy costs would be,
132,059. with the AC.
Okay. Yeah, but for the occupancy costs alone, it would be 19,135 plus 2944. Is that correct? I guess I should be working.
Yeah, yes, sorry, yes, so it'd be 22,078.
Yeah, but we do have a recommendation in place. Sorry, I was on the original brief. So you've revised your base rent to 1345 a square foot. I'm on page 12. And the occupancy costs would be revised to add another $2,944, right?
Right, so I rounded, it would be, if you were to add AC, the rounded ARV would be 132.60.
Okay. Uh, 132, sorry, 360?
132,060.
060, okay. Okay. But you're saying that you're not adding that air conditioning to the next roll, is that right?
Yeah, we didn't want to issue a sup and go through with this whole, so we'll just add it on to the next roll.
Okay, but to accurately reflect the characteristics in this property, it would be 132,060.
Correct, yes,
Okay,
in my opinion.
yeah, thank you. That's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Purvis.
I don't have any questions.
Right, thank you. My questions have been asked and answered, and Mr. Charlebois Page, if you would like to proceed with your brief.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the subject property is an industrial warehouse that was built in 1987. The property is now owner occupied by a martial arts studio. Premise area is 8177. Current assessment is 147,240. I'd like to take everyone's attention to pages 4 through 16 of my brief. And these are interior photos from a site inspection. And I just would ask you to flip sort of through them. I know there's some aerials and stuff, but in relation to like with focus page 8, showing kind of the subfloor, you'll see mats down, sort of an older finish in there. And there's some exterior photos near the bottom. And then when you've completed that, I would draw the board's attention to page 17. And my rental inputs are there. There's 8 comparables that are shown. Average of 1016, a median of $9.63. The first 3 tenancies there, the index numbers, those occupancies are fitness or gym related tenancies. So I'll draw a specific focus to comparable one with 55 Henlow Bay. It's a movement center. The deal is a Feb 1/23 5-year deal at $975 a square foot. 26-foot wall heights on that building, equal or at least comparable finish. Parkour kind of it's like a movement center or a parkour place. The property is less than 600 meters from the subject property. And then going on to Clarence, which is comparable to, is a CrossFit place, and same with comparable 3 at Waverly. So the premise is currently valued at $1,567 a square foot. And I'll just reference that the realty was reduced from 1,947,000 to 1,300,000 again. And just to reference, the board's decision again was vague, but they did say it was put together by the applicant evidence and the assessor evidence. And if you'll look on page 25 of my brief, that is what I was referring to in my questioning was if you were to take the applicant's income and apply the assessor's cap rate, the value came out where the board, you know, had landed at 1.3 million. So from there, sorry, I'll just come back up. With relation to the, I'm sorry, I'm ping-ponging around. I'm going to go back up to my page 18. I know the chair had noted that, the air conditioning was missing. In our reconciliation of value here, I've added it back in. In our conversation with the sensei that runs that building, he has confirmed that it is fully air conditioned. So we have added in the 2944 for that. And I would ask the board to revise the value to 103,848. And yeah, just to consider sort of the realty change that was made, the market evidence of these fitness institutes that I've referenced in my rental analysis. And yeah, that concludes my presentation. I'm open for questions.
Thank you. Mr. S. Mohammed, any questions?
Yes, please. Your comparables, they're all multi-tenanted comparables, is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay. And in regards to the subject, if you were to take the gym out, you would agree that it is an industrial building, is that correct?
Yeah, I think similarly to the last property, I think it's facing some of those lack of modernized effects, but yes, functionally it is an industrial building, correct?
And it's on its own lot with plenty of parking, you would agree?
Yep.
Those are all my questions, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Purvis, any questions?
So just to confirm, the recommendation that you're making includes the occupancy cost for the air conditioning?
It does, Mr. Chair, and I will just reference.
Page 13, I think it is, or
It
18.
is page 18, correct? And if you'll look in there under the line of air conditioning, it's at the full 8177 times the 36 cents, which I think our rounding is always slightly off from the city assessment department because they round each figure, or we round the total. Either way, it's in there, and it'd be cents or so.
Okay. And your comps, you said the first three, so Henlow, Clarence, then there's one on Waverly. Those were all sort of similar open gym would be a style.
Yeah, and what we're like really trying to capture in saying that is if you go back up to page 8 again, you've got mats on subfloor, typically lower quality finishes because these people are in there to do a workout. It's not necessarily no one's meeting a client or selling a product. So that was what I believe to be the strongest comparison because they'll have similar quality of interior finish while conducting in industrial buildings. So.
Okay, and you've got, sorry, just to go back to your page 17, there's 2 properties or 3 at 1100 Waverly that you
Sorry,
use.
just 1 second here. Sorry. Yep,
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so the first one, number 3, that's a gym?
Yep.
Or fitness facility. What are the other 2 spaces?
They're other businesses, not necessarily related, but just sort of trying to give the board an idea. Similar problem to what a reef had. Buildings of this size in the immediate area. So you have to go to some of the multi-tenant units. So those wouldn't be businesses sort of in the same market as them, but in industrial tenants in there. So
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that it was just the one that was a gym. It wasn't like
it's just the one in Waverly.
Those are my questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Hutchings?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. To the applicant, please, you're asking for the BA to be revised to 103,848, is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we require a number that's divisible by 12 for business assessment. Can you revise that, please?
Okay. Sorry, divisible by 12?
Yeah,
Is that not
evenly, yeah.
86,540 by 12?
No,
Then not around.
103,848 has to be revised up or down rounded.
Oh, so are you saying that you'd like it to 50 or to the nearest 100? Because then it'd be 103,800, right? Downward, under 50. I know if you're rounding to the second digit or the third, but if you're rounding to the second, it'd be 50 in my opinion. And if you're rounding to the third digit, it'd be 103,800.
103,850.
Or 103,800 if you'd like it rounded to the third digit. Sorry.
Nope, neither one. Okay. Mr. Arif, can you come up with a number there for a divisible?
So 103,800 divides by 12.
Would be even? That would be an even amount?
8,650.
Okay, perfect. So 103,800. Is that right, Mr. Purvis?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna ask the applicant to revise your request to 103,800.
Okay, and just to note, Mr. Chair, that 103,848 is a divisible of 12.
But it's an uneven number. It has to be an even number. Sorry.
Sure, I'd revise it. Yes.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
It
I-
would
didn't
also,
know that.
103,860 is what I think.
660 is divisible by 12, yes, it's my number.
Sure.
860? Okay, 860. Oh, just for the record. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, to the assessor, no, pardon me, to the applicant. So your argument here is that the use should define the ARV rather than the physical property of the unit?
No, I just went exploring tenancies for comparable property. Just comparing the rental rate of a Benjamin Moore to a fitness studio. Typically those, in my experience, would contract a different rent.
Okay. So your argument is that it's the use of the building, that it's a gym as opposed to a Benjamin Moore paint store would determine different comparables for valuation.
Yes, and specifically with like older industrial buildings where tenancies have maybe skewed from the original intent of the building. You've got different quality of finishes in these like 80s and 70s built buildings. So yes, in this case, when comparing that type of asset in that age range, I would lean to the tenancy for strength.
Okay, so you use comparables of we'll call them gym studios. Mr. Arif, what is your position on that concept?
I believe it's an industrial building. If you were to remove the padding on the ground, I think it's just an industrial building. So industrial buildings do garner higher rents, especially in the southwest side of the city.
Wait,
And it's
are you-
on a lot by itself with lots of parking. That
Can-
was my other argument. So
Can I ask you a follow up on that? Because I think that's not exactly what you said in your evidence, right? When you said this was modeled as an office and had a rent of $1,570,
correct.
and then when it was
but
switched to industrial, you've lowered the rent $4 almost. Is that not correct?
no, I lowered it to if you look on my last page, it's 1345 is what I lowered it to.
But would that not contradict the statement you just made that the industrial rent would garner, or the industrial asset would garner higher rent than an office?
No, that's not what I mean at all. An office
Okay.
will
Okay.
garner higher rents than.
Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood you. My apologies.
And Madam Chair,
I
I'm
think
going to
where
ask.
we're off is the cap rate and the shortfall would be and the vacancy, depending on the if it's industrial or office is where it would matter the most. Especially the shortfall is at $8 for office.
Sure, I just misunderstood your comment there. I thought you were talking about the rent range specifically.
Okay, Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I'm gonna ask the assessor another question.
Yes, proceed.
Thank you. So, Mr. Arif, your recommendation, are we going with the added value of the air conditioning, or are we leaving that out?
I've already said that I would leave that till the next roll cycle, so I'd rather just stick with that.
Okay, and could I have that, sorry, that original value?
Yeah, so it's basically on my last page. It would
Yeah.
be 129, 120.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I apologize, Madam Chair, for going to both parties, but I kind of need some clarification there. I think that is all my questions. Thank you.
All right, that is fine. And thank you. Mr. Shuttlebach Page, I just have one question in regards to your comparables on your page 17. So you were saying the top three, Henlow, Clarence, and Waverly are some sort of gym facilities?
Yeah, fitness or gym peripheral. Yeah.
Okay. And two of those buildings on Clarence and Waverly are 10 years older, correct, than the subject property?
Correct.
And you didn't, did you inspect these properties? Did anybody inspect these properties?
I have not inspected the comparable, but I do know that the tenancy in respect to like the Movement Studio at Henlow Bay is a 5-year deal signed February 1st, 2023 at $975 for what I would deem a very comparable business and tenancy and size for that matter. I think 200 square feet off the subject property, 500 meters away. I think that's, one comp doesn't make a market, but that is a very strong comparable for this property.
Okay. But you can't speak to the condition of the property.
No, I can only surmise that, the business being conducted in there would require a similar quality finish and similar outlay to the subject property.
Right? But you are in agreement that the subject property was built in 1987 as an industrial building, correct?
Correct. And Madam Chair, I would just note that I think Henlow has the effective age of 1999 on it. So there is two older, but there is one newer as well. So.
Okay. Thank you. That's all my questions. Sorry, does anybody have a wish for a summation?
I'll just a brief one, Madam Chair, if that's okay.
Yeah, proceed.
So I'll just ask the board to look at page 25 of my brief again and in determining their decision and sort of reverse engineering what happened at the realty level here. The board indicated vaguely that they used evidence from both parties to come to a determination of value at 1.3 million. The applicant's rent and the assessor's cap works out to exactly that value using a $10 rent. And in addition to that, the comp there on Henlow, 975, right in the valuation period, heading into April 1st, 2023. Similar use in an industrial building, strong comparable. And thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Das Mohammed?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. We will then move on to item number 8, which is 60 Bunting Street. And Mr. Das Mohammed, whatever you would like to proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. So file number 25-606, roll year 2026, reference date is April 1st, 2023. Address is 60 Bunting Street. We have an ARV of $617,400. Total area of premises is 56,110 square feet. Overall ARV is $11. So we are utilizing a base ARV of $8.71 per square foot. Plus occupancy costs, we have a annual ARV of $617,400. I have my comparables there. And now, just one thing, I see that the applicant is utilizing a net rent of $7.50 per square foot. I have no issue with that. The only issue I have is in the square footage. I have I had brought a rebuttal for the square footage. So we are in agreement in net rent per square foot. It's just the total square foot that I'm not in agreement with, and I would like to maybe clear that up, but that's in my rebuttal that I had brought, so I'm not sure how to proceed with this.
Well, we're going to hear your brief as we are proceeding, and then Mr. Cheryl Page's brief, and then we'll move on to the rebuttal after that.
Okay, so yeah, so again, if you go to my page 2, there's the map of the subject and the comparables. They're all in the same vicinity. At the bottom is an aerial view of the subject property. On page 3 and 5, those are just some company searches, and that's just indicating that it is an owner-occupied premise building. And then on page 60, we have a 15-1 agreement that was done on the realty. I could not locate the workup that we had completed for this 15-1 agreement. So, and I had come up with my original recommendation of $7.68 per square foot, and that's on my last page. So what I'm saying now is I do agree with the applicant with $7.50, so we could live with that. It's just the square footage that needs to be amended. And that is my presentation, and now I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions to the assessor, Mr. Charlotte Page?
I have no questions, Madam Chair. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hutchings?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Arif, there are 3 components, 3 premise IDs. Can you detail what the components are, please?
Yeah, I do not know what they are. I had just my original plan was just to go with the 15-1 agreement. I did not drill down on what the premises are, what they're used for.
Okay. Okay. So the map on page 2, that's the subject property, right? With
No,
some,
I do believe there is unheated and heated, and I believe the
Yeah.
unheated space would be the Quonset there.
okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. But you're gonna revise the total area or one of the components
Well,
area?
I am in agreement with I would be in agreement with the $7.50 net
Yeah,
rent.
understood, yeah.
It's just the areas that there's an issue with.
So that's 750 is the average between the 3 components, is that right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll wait for
The
that.
the overall rental rate, if you want to put it that way.
Okay. All right, then I have no other questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And Mr. Purvis? You're muted.
I'll save my questions for the applicant. I think the areas Mr. Hutchins were raising were sort of where my questions lay as well, so.
All right, thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, I just have one quick question on your first page. Under your recommendation, you have an overall net rent of $7.68, but you were changing that now to $7.50? Is that?
Yes, that was my original recommendation. But we're not far, like $7.50, $7.68.
All right. Sorry, drop my pen. Okay, thank you. Mr. Charles Page, if you would like to proceed with your brief.
I would like to proceed with my brief. I can appreciate that Arif is coming to that $7.50 rent. I don't have direction to accept that at this time, so I will proceed with my presentation just to formalize it. So the property here is 60 Bunting. It's an older office warehouse building built in 67. As noted by the assessor, there's a slight discrepancy of about 510 square feet. 55,600 comes from the latest rent roll data supplied from the owner to the city. I don't have plans to support that or measurements. I just noted that discrepancy in what the owner had submitted. The current assessment is 617,400. I'll just quickly have the board go to page 6 where my comps are. Sorry. And not to get into those, but they're from the immediate homogeneous neighborhood. Varying rents there, averaging 650, median 650. We obviously applied in the higher end of the range at 750, which is consistent with what was submitted for this property at the board of revision for the realty. There was a 15-1. Obviously, it appears that there was a slight difference between the way the city and us calculated it. Ours was at 750 a square foot. So I have no disputes with the occupancy costs. And in regards to the breakdown, Mr. Chair noted and the assessor noted, I believe the discrepancy is a mezzanine space and the Quonset, which is the 3 spaces. So I have actually noted in my brief for the board 2 figures on page 2. The 549,300 is at the larger area. And at the end of my brief, the calculation at 544,020 is at the smaller GLA. Again, this is the only data I would have would be post-reference and is a rent roll document. So that's where that area comes from. And in terms of that area breakdown for air conditioning and hydro, heat, and water, I believe the discrepancy is a small office space and the mezzanine. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Mr. Das Mohammed, any questions?
Just one, sorry, I didn't catch, how did you get the premise area from? Where did you get that from?
I have to be honest, I got that from the Board of Revision breakdown from my colleague. And that's historically what I believe what we have on file.
Okay. Thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Purvis?
I am confused at the 3 different numbers that I'm looking at for the premises. And I mean, it all kind of comes down to whether we're going with 56,110, 55,600, or then there's also this 51,510. So
I believe that's the gross floor area.
oh, and that's the mezzanine, but it's that discrepancy that I'm just having trouble with. But so there's an office space area, is that correct?
Yeah. The mezzanine space would be the difference between those two, because the gross floor area would represent like the floor print. And then if you have a mezzanine, like a shelf space that people are able to work upon, that's the difference between those 2 figures. If you're talking about page 2 of my brief.
Okay, so I'm looking at the cities just because it's got the occupancy cost breakdown. If you look at those ones,
I can
so
flip over. Just give me one sec.
Okay.
Sorry. Yep. Go ahead.
So the middle one of those 3 has an air conditioning. So that would be the office area that also has the mezzanine would be in that office area.
I believe so.
Okay, and then the large space is a warehouse, just a warehouse space.
Yep.
We don't. Okay, and then the third space in there, the 4,600, that's the Quonset.
I think that way, given the fact that the heat, water, and air conditioning is not applied to that historically. So I would say that's the unfinished open area.
Sheltered space with a
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Those are my questions. I think. And the warehouse is used as a warehouse. It's
yes.
Okay. Those are my questions. I'm just trying to, yeah, like I said, figure out the size of this thing.
Mr. Hutchings, any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair, pardon me. So to the applicant, the total leasable area is 55,600 in your opinion on your workup.
That is what is reported by the owner to the city. And historically, I will say the number that Arif has used was what's being applied historically.
Okay, so we'll see what Mr. Arif says about his opinion of square footage, I guess. Okay. All right, that's my only question. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and I have no questions and just looking for. Okay. Mr. Das Mohammed, does everybody have the rebuttal?
I just sent it to Mr. Charlebois page and everybody else should have it.
Okay,
Just a second. It takes emails of a minute or two to fight through the firewall these days, so bear with me.
Mr. Purvis and Mr. Hutchings, you both have the rebuttal?
AT&T rebuttal 60 Bunting. I think I just got it. Yes. Received. Thank you.
Received on mine as well.
Great.
There it is, yeah. I've got it, thank you.
Perfect. Mr. Das Mohammed, if you would like to proceed with your rebuttal.
Okay, thank you very much. So yes, we have 60 Bunting Street, and in our system, we have gotten these figures from the permits. We have visited the premise. As a matter of fact, within the last 12 months, I believe, was the last time. So we have a main area of 51,089 square feet. We have a mezz area of 5,021 square feet. That works out to an above grade area and gross floor area of 56,110 square feet. And that's comprised of two building sections. So the one building section is 46,489 square feet. And then there's another section of 4,600. And I believe the Quonset might be the remainder of the 5,000 square feet there. So there is my recommendation. If we take the 750, the heat is 51,511 square feet. Electrical is throughout. Water is just one section, and AC is just a part of the building. So adding the occupancy costs and the net rent, that works out to $549,300. That is my recommendation. So I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Charlebois Page?
I have no questions, Madam Chair.
Mr. Hutchings?
No questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And Mr. Purvis?
I also have no questions, thank you.
So, Mr. Charlebois Page, I'm going to assume that you are accepting of this recommendation as it's matching your request.
I can't formally accept on behalf of
Okay.
the client. I don't have direction,
Right.
but I have nothing further on my end at this time, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. All right, I believe that concludes this item, and thank you for appearing this morning, Mr. Charlebois Page.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your presentations and your feedback, and have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank
Bye now.
you. Good day. Okay, just move Mr. Das Mohammed.
Oh, I have to. Okay, we are just going to take a short recess to look at item number 2 on our docket.
I'll go take us offline, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
When should I come back?
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes. Okay. I'll just put you in the waiting room, Mr. Assessor, Madam Chair. How do you
1
think?
minute, I believe.
Okay, I'll just stay here. Okay, thank you.
We're back online, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'd like to call this hearing back to order. And we are going to be looking at item 2 on our docket, which is 941 Erin Street. And we have no applicant present or online, and applicant did not contact the board. And my understanding, Mr. Das Mohammed, you're muted. You did not have any direct contact?
I did not know.
All right, thank you. So the panel members, we've decided that we will hear the item if you would like to proceed. Mr. Das Mohammed, thank you.
Thank you very much. Board revision file number 25-580. Roll year is 2026. Reference date is April 1st, 2023. Address is 941 Erin Street. Business assessment ID is 58299. We have an assessed ARV of $84,000. Total area of the premises is 6,720 square foot. Overall ARV per square foot is $12.50. At the bottom there, I have my breakout of how that was worked out. The subject is tenanted, but we have not received a INE submission from them. At the bottom, I have my comparables. And so we had a 15-1 agreement for the 2025 roll year for this subject for realty. So what my recommendation was to just follow through on that realty. If you turn to page 3 of my brief, there was our original workup for realty. There was 3 premises. The premise in question right now is the first one, 6,720 square foot. We had an original net rent of $9.80. The agreement was worked up using a net rent of $8.84 overall. So what I was suggesting or recommending is that we just follow through on that $8.84. And if you look at the last workup on page 3, right at the bottom right, we have a total ARV of $77,520 utilizing the $8.84 per square foot. And I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hutchings,
No questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
thank you. Mr. Purvis,
I also have no questions.
and I also have no questions. So all of the items on our docket this morning have been heard and this hearing is adjourned. And thank you, Mr. Das Mohammed, for your appearance and your briefs this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.